Parable of the Dawn podcast. I'm your host, Daria Davis Red. Today, I am here with my girl, Latrice Lawson. Latrice is a super cool illustrator, designer, and photographer who creates these gorgeous works of art. I've said this before, but honestly, ever since I met her in college, she has always been a super dope friend, peer, and colleague. Today's topic is called Community and Creativity. We're all probably familiar with art walks, talks, festivals, and all sorts of community based opportunities to get to know creatives and the work they create. Today's guest is no stranger to these sorts of events. And the city where we met, Jackson, Mississippi, has quite a few of them where Latrice is based. When I think of community and creativity, I immediately think of Latrice. I am intrigued by her involvement and continuous creativity. Today, Latrice will discuss her art practice and experiences in these fests. I think her story is super interesting, and you'll think so too. Welcome, Latrice Lawson.
Oh, that's so nice. Thank you. Who is this Latrice you know?
It's you.
That is so good. And I can say the same thing about you because I recall being in college with you, obviously at Jackson State University.
Yeah.
And I feel like it was you and like two other people. I was always like, y'all are at the top. I gotta get where they are. I gotta grind. I gotta grind just to be good enough to be in that same little circle. Because you were always at the top of it. And
Look,
you're always somebody that I admire. You always have positive energy, always super friendly and kind, and always smiling. That's something I like. You inspire me in that way.
to smile. Oh my God.
Not always smiling, but being like
Okay.
a kind, creative person.
Okay, cool. I love that. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay. Okay. So, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm great. I'm great. Okay. So, I have a few icebreakers. You can answer these as in depth as you want to. Once again, you don't have to do paragraphs, but just, give me a little something to work with. So, the first one is, what's the most unusual job you've ever had?
Creative job?
It can be anything.
Actually, the first thing that came to my mind was in middle school. I used to draw tattoos for money, like drawing people's skin with a Sharpie.
Oh, wow. Okay. For how much?
Girl, I wasn't making much money. I was like 50 cents to $1.75 to get candy for one of my teachers who was selling it. That's all.
Okay, that's a nice little hustle, honestly.
Cute little, it's some chump change. I appreciated it.
Look, okay. You can get a lot with $1.75 back in the day. Like
Back in the
$1
day, because right now, inflation.
No, you're not getting anything. But back then, you get like
My feelings hurt.
for $1, candy, a pickle. Okay. So the next question is, what's a hobby or passion of yours that might surprise people?
Well, I dabble with instruments, learning how to play instruments. I am not a musician. Let's be clear. I own instruments and I'm trying to learn to play the instruments. But I have a keyboard and I have a guitar and I'm trying to learn both and have been for years.
Oh, I love that. Okay. I feel like I've seen you play before.
Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I feel like I have. Like in your Instagram story.
Maybe, yeah. That would be the picture that I would post because it disappears. So yeah, that makes a lot
It disappeared. Yeah, I feel like that's really neat. Like, are you like basing it? Like, do you have a teacher, or is it just a self-taught type thing?
It's YouTube University.
Oh, that's
I learn, then I'll just look at the video on how to play it, and then I play it or try to play it, and it's nice. It's cool to be creative in a way that I'm not familiar.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, I'm not musical at all, so anything music is super intriguing to me. Like, I can't even read music, so that's like a whole world in itself.
But you got rhythm though. We be line dancing. That's musical.
But that's not making a sound.
Fact.
At all.
Okay, true.
That's not like at all. So okay, that's cool. Okay, so the next question is If you had to describe yourself in 3 words, what would they be?
Ooh. Um, God-fearing, that's hyphenated. God-fearing.
Okay, I love that. Just like, please note the hyphen that is
Yes,
one
I'm
word.
not
Okay.
kidding. Um, loving and goofy.
Okay. I can see that. I can see awesome.
How would you describe yourself?
Wait a minute. Hold on. This isn't about me, but let me see. I would say optimistic, ambitious, and silly.
Facts. Facts.
So yeah, I think. I mean, I could go on and on with words, but that's what's popping up right now. So, okay. So next question: if you could live in any city in the world, where would you choose and why?
Mm, Um, ooh. If money and housing weren't a factor, probably New York, because I feel like a lot of creative people have lived in New York and there's so much inspiration. And that's like in New York City specifically, but if I could just be in that state and hop to different parts of New York, that would be cool too.
Okay, I feel that. Okay. New York is a very like I say this and I feel like this sounds very southern or country, but I don't really care. But New York is like a big downtown, if you can understand what I mean. Like, we go downtown, it's like big buildings, concrete pavement. New York is just New York City. It is just buildings, sidewalks, people.
And the thing is, I've never been to New York City either. It's just
Really?
I've just read so much about it, and I've been to like Buffalo, New York,
Uh,
but
oh,
it's
you
not
would like it. You
it's
would
not the
like
same.
it. It's a vibe, yeah, for sure. You would like it, and definitely creative. Yeah, but it's definitely its own thing. What they call it, the concrete jungle. I
Mhm.
love that. So it's definitely cool. Okay, last question from the icebreakers is: if you could instantly become an expert in anything, what would it be?
Ooh. I think design wise, probably animation or motion graphics, but in life, probably just communication.
Really?
For people to know exactly what I mean when I say it and for me to clearly interpret what they're trying to say to me, I think that would solve
Right.
a lot of confusion, especially when it comes to client relations, and interpersonal relations. Just being a clear communicator.
Okay,
It's
I
just a
love
relationship
that.
builder. Yeah.
Yeah, because communication honestly is so important, and it's so much that can just like go downhill with bad communication. It's like, dang, that's not what I meant, or. So that's awesome. Okay, so let's get into it. So now we're about to be all about you, talking all about you.
Oh no.
So, oh no, oh yes, okay. So, how has your creative journey been so far?
I really enjoyed my journey so far. When I first got involved in graphic design as a student,
Mm-hmm.
it wasn't super easy. There was some disappointment there, but after I transferred and started studying at Jackson State University, I
Mm-hmm.
kind of just fell into my own groove and had the community that I needed, and opportunities presented themselves while I was a student there that opened doors for me as a working professional now. So I think the journey has taught me to just keep going and if something doesn't look if something doesn't look promising or optimistic, or if it doesn't seem like there's going to be a switch or a flip, like if the world is telling me to stop going and give up, then I know to just keep faith and to trust God in the process, because if I had stopped, I wouldn't be where I am now, and I'm really happy where I am now in my creative journey.
Okay, awesome. So, what school did you go to before JSU?
I went to Mississippi State University for 2 years, and before that, I got my
Oh,
associate's degree. So that also kind of shook up my journey because I took all my, I took all the was it like the general studies, like math?
Uh-huh.
I took all those classes and got a degree. But then I'm like, I'm gonna take all art classes now. It's gonna be so fun. And then I didn't realize that studio hours were different than
Oh
regular course
yeah.
hours. So, but it's all good.
Oh
Like I
right.
learned a lot every place that I was.
Right, right. I forgot. I was recently talking to a friend about that, and I had forgot that like our studio art classes or whatever were like 3 hours. Like
Yes.
I was like, we were really in class for 3 hours at a time for multiple things. Like that's crazy to even think about, but they were. I was like, dang,
Mhm.
how were we doing that with energy? And
Passion, girl. Passion.
look, it must have been okay. And yeah, because 3 hours. But I guess also we were like creating, so it didn't feel like it.
And it's hard not to work on something for an extended period of time. If I were to work on something for 45 minutes and then walk away from it, I might lose the groove that I started, you know?
Right, exactly, yeah. So I think yeah, working for sure. Because I'm like, ain't no way. But we didn't. They didn't. We didn't have like a lot of lectures. We kind of just got taught, and then they were like, you can have edit. So I think
Mhm.
that also made it better. Okay, well that's neat. Okay, so how would you describe yourself as a creative at this point in your career?
Ooh, definitely community focused.
Okay.
Definitely community focused. For a large part of my creative career, I was working at a nonprofit. And even prior to working in graphic design as a employee, I was volunteering with nonprofits. So it's always been this community um service minded essence around the kind of projects that I get involved in,
Mhm.
whether it was at churches or just helping out at another nonprofit. But I think in order for me to have peace, um, because I feel a lot of stuff. I see bad stuff
Mhm.
happening in the world.
Mhm.
It weighs I'm a little spurt. So I think it does me a lot of good to does my heart a lot of good to be able to do something positive for the community, even if it's something small like volunteering my time or um, using my talents to promote community events or art projects, then it's really fulfilling because I see this as a God given skill or ability, and um, service is really big in my faith. So being able to give back matters a lot.
All right, awesome. That's like so heartfelt and thoughtful. But honestly, like I'm sure wherever you go at all these nonprofits, they really appreciate that because people don't realize it, but like graphics, flyers are needed and they're everything. You know, like if you have an event, you need a flyer. If you have a new initiative or something, you need to be able to, show that visually. So that's super dope for real. So tell us about your art practice. Like what inspires your illustrations and illustrative style and what inspires your photography?
Ooh, so illustrate illustrations. I was telling somebody else this. It's really just stuff that I enjoy
Uh,
watching or experiencing, like music or TV shows,
okay.
movies, things that I visually digest, and me reinterpreting that and putting it out on paper for the illustrations. And
Mhm.
I feel like for a large part of my traditional art career has always been about how to marry strong graphic elements with traditional styles or practices like hatching
Mhm.
or um, gouache painting. So I think that is really loud in the illustration work that I do. And
Mhm.
photography, I just try to capture people and their personalities or the moment. Like there's no, I mean, the love of people and the places that they linger, really.
Uh-huh.
Nothing deep, just I think specifically with Polaroids though, I
Okay.
say that I try to take photos of places or people with no real time markers on them. So you're not
Mhm.
gonna see a logo from a company that's been released in the past 10 years. I try to make sure that I don't include that kind of stuff and that it looks
Mhm.
like if you picked it up, you don't know where it came from, like what area it came from. The makeup
Sounds timeless. Okay.
that kind of stuff.
Okay, so are these like, because I feel like I talked to you about this before, but are these like normal Polaroids or is there a deeper process to the type of Polaroids that you have?
So I don't know. I'm not. I was about to give you a history lesson. I'm like, no, this is not the place for it, Latrice. No, Polaroid went bankrupt a while ago, and this company called the Impossible Project bought the rights to Polaroid and started developing the film again. Actually, while we were a little bit before we got to JSU, like in the 2010s.
Oh, okay.
So, um, I use iType film, which is different from the standard Polaroid film. I also use 600 film, which is closer to the Polaroid film, which is a folding Polaroid with a glass lens that lets me focus. So, I shoot on Polaroid film. There's three different kinds of Polaroid film. There's SX70 film that's been developed, 600 film, and iType. And I'm fortunate to have different cameras that will take each one.
Oh,
My favorite camera to shoot with is an SX70, excuse me. And the one that I had modified. My favorite one to shoot with, I had modified to take 600 film because 600 film isn't as finicky with the light, but also the colors aren't as juicy, unfortunately. Tends to be cooler when I shoot with it. But you just take your picture. The SX70 lets me focus because it has a glass lens and a focus dial. I can adjust the exposure if I want. Take my photo. It gets ejected. Leave it face down. I don't shake it at all. I just leave it for like 15 minutes. And when I flip it over, I just hope that I get what I what I saw through my view.
oh wow. So when we were at homecoming that time, I hope you remember this moment.
I
And
do.
you were taking okay. She said, I do. Which camera was that and what type of film was that?
That was a SX70, and it takes 600 film. That's the one I had modified.
That's the one. Oh, okay, cool. Okay, because those pictures are nice.
Thank you.
Sure. So I personally have like an Instax.
Hmm.
What would that be classified as, or is that just something totally different?
But still instant photography, instant film
Okay.
photography.
Oh,
And I
okay.
had an Instax and I wish I kept it. I gave it to my sister because when she had her son, I'm like, you need to take pictures of this baby. And I didn't think she used a camera like that.
Oh, okay.
But
You
it was
know what?
so
Mine,
good.
it is. Mine is real finicky, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I know it has a little light on it that lets you know like the settings you should choose, like cloudy or whatever the little cloud means. But I'm telling you, it's really hit or miss whenever I take pictures with that thing to the point that I don't even really use it like that because it'll take amazing pictures at the most random times. And then other times when I really want the picture, it won't do it. So I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing wrong. But I'm glad that you know what you're doing and that you have it. So that's all that matters.
I'm glad you think I have it because I have a lot of bad pictures that I've taken and pictures I forgot to
Uh,
flip over that did like got overexposed. So I think it's a learning process for everybody forever. You're good.
Okay. I guess the way that the Instax minis are like marketed, it makes it seem like it's easy. But so that's why I'm like, is it me? But I guess I just gotta keep using up on the film and trying harder.
Train harder. Okay.
um, so you were recently a part of Couch Fest in Jackson.
Hmm.
What is that and how was that experience?
Okay, so Couch Fest is a music festival. Punk music musicians perform there.
Okay.
And it's been happening for 3 years. It's actually started by two artists, one of which is in a band, and his bandmates, I believe, started Couch Fest with one of the owners of a local coffee shop. I believe that's how the story goes. I could be wrong. I apologize, Couch Fest creators, if I'm missing somebody or something. I just know it's a great event that it brings out a fun a fun crowd that I never really get to vent to. So basically, it's an all day event where there's punk music happening in the backyard of this local coffee shop, and there's an art market that takes place at the same time. So you usually see artwork that pops up that's more relevant to to that type of music, to rock music, to punk music, to
Okay.
lifestyle music. And I enjoy listening to it. It's fun seeing everyone perform, and I usually try to do one specific something for each market. I didn't do it this year. But I feel like the people who are always at Couch Fest that I see every year, they're the ones who make the event what it is. They're just the genuine music appreciators that happen to respect art at the same time. So,
Hmm. Is there food and stuff at the thing?
so this past year it was sponsored by Key City Brewing, which is a Mississippi owned beer company, which is really cool.
Oh.
And they have really, girl, try the Speakeasy if you come back. Get the Speakeasy beer because it is so delicious. It's a sour, plug plug.
Is
Um,
it okay? See, we're gonna have to go on a tangent. Is it sweet?
no, it's a sour.
I heard that. And I was like, dang. See, I'm not a beer girl.
I mean, I'm not either
Like,
unless it's a sour.
okay, you keep saying it. You making it sound like it would be good, so I'm gonna try it.
No, it is
Right.
really good. It's like how I feel like some beer makes my tummy uneasy. I feel like sour is tart and yummy, and you can taste the fruit in it. It's really good. It's really good. I really encourage you to try a sour.
And it's called the Speakeasy.
The Key City Brewing one is called Speakeasy. Yeah.
It's okay. I'm gonna have to try that. Do they sell it? Like, could I get it in Memphis, or is this like
I
a
don't know.
Mississippi special?
I don't know. They might distribute it outside of Mississippi, but I know they brew it and package it in Vicksburg, Mississippi, and it's
Oh,
at local businesses like Urban Foxes. That's where I usually get it, or Dueling Hall.
oh my God! All these Jackson places. My brain is like, ooh, ooh, ooh. Okay, that's neat. Okay, so when you were there, you said you were a vendor, so you were selling your art.
Hmm.
Okay, what type of art were you selling?
So I was selling prints. I only sell prints when I do vending. I like to expand to more things like smaller
Mhm.
visuals and stickers, but I haven't made the time, and I honestly just haven't prioritized it the way I should have. But I sell smaller prints and larger prints, and I try to make sure that they're priced at a point where if anybody walks up and they want to buy art, if something really
Mhm.
resonates with them, that they wouldn't have to say no and walk away from it.
Oh, look at that. That's nice. Do you have like all sizes, or is it just
No, it's I sell 5x7, 8x8, 8x10, 11x14, and 11x17.
oh, okay, so you got a nice variety. Okay.
Yeah.
Neat. Okay. So about your work with Jackson Comics, I saw you created their logo. What has that experience been like creating their logo and working with them?
It's so nice. So the founder of Jackson Comics, Blake Barnes, is a friend of mine.
Uh-huh.
He approached me about the logo. I think it had to be 2 years ago now. And he had a very clear idea of what he wanted for it. He had a sketch on a napkin. I'm like, okay, bet. He doesn't consider himself creative, but also he has a whole film degree, so I don't know why he playing himself because it's there obviously.
Right.
But I basically executed his vision, and then I came up with the second logo just to be used if they want to include it on like a website or a T-shirt.
Hmm.
Um, but the main Jackson Comics logo is kind of like an ode to the classic comics that our parents probably read or that you might have passed in a comic book store. And it has the Jackson flag colors, and it was a really fun project because my dad, oh my god, my daddy is a big old comic book nerd, and he made us watch all the Marvel movies when they came out when I was a kid. So I couldn't help but to fall in love with the characters.
All right.
And I got interested in comics on my own, so it was like a cool full circle thing for me to do, to be able to work on a logo for a comic company. That's really cool.
Oh wow. So are these comics like Jackson based, or is it just a comic company based in Jackson?
No, so it's not just Jackson based. I believe it's for Mississippi as a whole.
Mississippi.
It was
Okay.
founded in Jackson, and I believe it only features Mississippi creatives. So illustrators and storytellers, only Mississippians.
Oh, that was so neat.
Yeah.
Okay, illustrators. Wink, wink.
Yeah, listeners who are illustrators, wink, wink.
But I'm not a Mississippian. Oh,
You got Mississippi roots. We can.
maybe honorary, but
I mean, you want
mm,
you gave Jackson State your money. Maybe it's fine. You probably have a scholarship. I don't know why I'm lying. Mississippi let you, so why not?
well, I'm gonna leave that to the real Mississippians because I don't need nobody pulling my card and being like, "Your driver's license is Tennessee. Where are you from?" So anyway, well, that's super neat. So I saw. I keep saying this. I've just been stalking you.
What you be watching? Where you be lurking, Daria? Where you lurking?
I think that's so funny. That I'm like, oh, so I saw and so about you, like, but for real, I saw that you were featured as an artist at the Art of Wellness. How was that experience?
Oh, that was really it was really great. A friend of mine, Christina McPhail, who's also a really talented photographer, creative person. She's really a community. She's a mover and shaker in the community, and Jackson's a lot better because of her. But
Mm-hmm.
she
Okay.
created this event with her business, Wood Grain Studio. She's
Okay.
been very much for supporting artists in their endeavors and creating spaces for artists to showcase their work. And I would like to say she was the first one that I saw curate a community exhibition the way that she did, to the point where she brought in a panel discussion. She had art videos showing, and she made it possible for the public to walk around. It was in Dueling Hall, but she made it possible for the public to walk around that space that's usually for music and engage with artwork and buy artwork. So it
Oh,
was really great. You can tell that she put a lot of intention behind the work that she did.
oh, for sure. So when I hear the word wellness, I think of like yoga and self care. Did that have anything to do with it?
Yeah, definitely self-care. There was
Uh-huh.
some yoga, but definitely just artists and self-care, and
Mhm.
I guess how to balance out being an artist and keeping our heads on straight. And I mean
Oh,
keeping our heads
wow, that's
straight
super
from
dope.
the standpoint of like mental, emotional peace, as
Mhm.
opposed to like business. It's purely about
Right,
making sure
right.
that as an artist you are okay.
Oh, that's so cool. I know I had seen it all up and down my timeline. It had like the pretty colors on the flyer. And I was like, this seems like it's gonna be a super, cool event. Oh.
She needs to host another one. If she ever listens to this podcast, she needs to host another one. And yeah, hey, wait for her to host another one because it was so good.
Yeah, like yeah, for real. And then maybe I can come to it and be like, oh yes, y'all, it was incredible.
And
Just
participate.
as I imagine. Okay, and participate. Look at that. And were there only Mississippians participate or can
Oh my God. No, everybody could participate in this one.
okay. Well,
I would like to. Can we shift the conversation? I know I'm the guest, but I like to shift the conversation a bit. You talked about me quite a bit, and I know how much you do. I know how much you do with your mural designs, and the fact that your design is on the Memphis library card or the Tennessee somebody's library.
oh,
It's
the
a diagram
library.
all up and down it, and I was so amazed and so proud. I'm like, oh my God, Daria is living forever now because
I,
her design is
I
on
don't
her library
right. Oh,
card.
thank you. Yeah, that was awesome. That was great.
I want to hear about the process. I'm sorry to have it, but I'm
Oh, which
curious.
one? A process about which one? The mirror or the?
Um, um, I think because I'm really unfamiliar with how that will work with the library because it is a public
Uh-huh.
space. I'm more interested in that because I saw you post
Okay.
videos from your mural design work, but
Oh well, it honestly it was very simple. They had a library card like Black History Month contest, and I just entered it. And I have been like dibbling dabbling in like illustration and stuff. And they wanted it to be for Black History, but when I designed it, they wanted it to be for Juneteenth, so it was for June
mm,
in Black History. But when I designed it, it was like in March, which I think is like Women's History Month. And so I was super inspired by all these different women civil rights leaders in Memphis. And so I was like, oh, that's gonna be like, the theme of the card. And so I designed it and then I entered it. And what's crazy, I actually worked at the library at this time. I didn't tell any of my coworkers because I was just like, I want to just kind of enter without, making me feel like there would be some sort of bias in it, even though they weren't even judges. I don't know. I was just like, I'm gonna just do this to see what happens. And then I got it. And I was like, damn, that's crazy. But that was, I think that happened in like 2021. And I think though the last time I saw one of the cards was like 2023, like early 2023. So they're still kicking around there, but I know they've had like Grizzlies cards and all sorts of designs since then.
You are immortal now. Hope you know.
Hey, what's funny is I have so many of them just for like my own little personal stash. But I thought that was crazy. One time I had this super special moment where I have the design from the library card on a hoodie. And I was like at the store and this lady like walked past me and she was like, oh, I got that design on my card. And I was like, oh my God, I designed it. She was like, what? And I was like, yeah. And it was just real cute because, I did it or whatever, but
I'm sorry, you made hoodies.
I made one. I made one hoodie for myself. You're so funny.
We
Every time I say it, people are like, "You need to be selling them." I'm gonna sell them. I'm gonna go ahead and do it because I mean, I just had like a little vendor online that did it or whatever. But yeah, I only made one hoodie.
I would like a large, please.
A large. Okay. Well, I'll let you know when the lunch happens for sure. Okay, so enough about me. This is about you. Was there anything that I didn't mention that you wanted to like talk about or discuss or plug yourself in? This is all about you.
Oh, um, ooh, I don't know. I feel like with all the projects that I get involved in, um, I feel like like I had to be invested in it,
Mm-hmm.
and I think that impacts, um, obviously the passion that I bring to the table, but how deeply I can think for a design. I can easily like, yes, I can do the project and it can get done, and I'm not invested in it, but I have a lot more fulfillment when it is something like I told you, the Jackson comic story, or I did the Bright Lights logo for a neighborhood festival in Jackson. So being invested in the people who are going to interact with it as a Jacksonian, Mississippian, but also like wanting it like, and it's okay to like, I think it's okay to want something for my portfolio. And I feel like with all the projects that I've been, honestly, that I'm grateful to God that I have had the opportunity to work on, they've they're things that I cherish in my portfolio because I have all this care and intention behind the design. So whoever's listening, just know that it's okay to be like specific or particular about the projects that you take on. 'Cause I feel like all your work there is super cohesive. It looks a very clear way. I can recognize your art. And I think that
Thank you.
when we're particular about what we take on,
Yeah.
I think that helps solidify the image or the impression that we make with the public. So
That's so true. And I really, I guess I really agree with that because I feel like as a designer and as an artist, I'm always designing, and that feels way more technical than just art or whatever. I don't even know how to describe that. So I like that you said that, about, kind of picking and choosing the things that you do and you being able to recognize the things that I do. Because oftentimes, like when I'm designing for work, I'm like, dang, am I standing out or is this just the brand? And it's usually the brand because that's what it needs to be. But that's really neat,
it's
really
so
thoughtful.
funny, real quick, because I feel like it's like you've had a style this whole time. Even when we were in college, you had a very specific style. And it's been so fun for me to witness it evolve and mature and shift and become what it is now. It's really nice for me, especially because you're putting out inspiration for other designers on your business page. I'm like, okay, girl,
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
but it's really it's just nice. It's just nice. I'm like, I'm friends with her. She's so cool.
What does that feel about you? Clearly, I've been stalking you. Okay, I'm like, ooh, that's neat. Let me write that down. What is she doing? So, And I'm for real. I'm like, when we get off of this, I'm gonna buy one of those prints. Like, how does that work? Do I need to cash app you or what? Because I feel like I've been saying that for way too long and just
Uh,
admiring via the internet. Like, I need that in our home for real. Like,
Well, I'm gonna have to make it difficult for you because I want to see you. So you can only buy it in person. Maybe you gonna pick up for homecoming. I already know it. So
you
you
already
have to buy
know.
it in
But that's
October.
far. We need the art now. But we need the art now. We need the art now, honestly. So I guess I'm gonna have to plan a trip or something or calm
Okay.
down. We might come for the 4th of July. Will you be in town?
Ooh, I'm gonna be in town.
Oh, okay. That sounded like I'm gonna be gone, be traveling. I'm gonna be in
What?
Mexico.
I'm looking at the Juneteenth on my calendar, and I'm like, why don't you just plan a cookout? So I have something to do for Juneteenth.
You had a cookout. Oh my god. A cookout here?
Well, I mean, I would travel for it, or if you want to come back to
Juneteenth. Girl, I don't even know what I'm doing. I think I'm doing they having like a concert. Have you heard of this place called Town here? You would
yeah,
like
so
it.
nice. I've been wanting to
Okay.
go.
Okay, yeah, they're having like this really dope like Juneteenth concert. It's gonna have like Erica Badu. So I'm probably gonna be there.
Oh, I'm so
No
jealous.
cookout.
Okay, next year
It's
I'm gonna have to
only
go.
like the tickets are only like $10.
I know. I know. I'm gonna have to go with
Okay.
you next year because I've been following that page for years, and I
Yeah, they're really, really dope. Really dope. As a matter of fact, when I did my mural, they so where they're located, they had like space in the back that was tall enough for me to paint it. So I painted like 75% of my mural at their location. They were so nice, tall for that.
Mm.
But
Goodness,
yeah.
my goodness. Ugh.
I wish. But yeah, they're really, really dope. Always having something really neat. I need to go to something like one of their openings or exhibits or something soon. 'Cause
I'm gonna hold you accountable. I'm gonna make you submit something.
dang, I
You're
don't know how they do their submissions. It's like, but they always have really dope stuff. I'm like, I need to look out for it, honestly. But I need to make some art. I haven't been making nothing. So look at me.
I think you probably haven't posted anything, but you've been making.
I have not been making like well,
See?
I've been creative in other ways. Like I've been creative through fashion. I've been creative through my nails. I'm creative at work, but like I've been trying to think about like what I need to do, create. Like I don't know if it's an illustration. I don't know if it's a painting. I don't know what it is, but I haven't been creating.
I think it's painting.
You think so?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna do something because I bought the paint and the brushes and
See?
the canvas.
Just
I
come
just
back
ain't.
now. You
I
just got
haven't put the.
supplies at the ready. You just sitting on them. Stop.
I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna do a painting. Then I make sure I have what I need. So whenever I have that moment, when I feel like it, I can just readily, But I ain't been. I don't know what I've been doing, but this isn't about me. Once again, you're really a trickster with that.
Ain't nobody doing that. I just want to know. I'm invested.
You're
I want to
a
know.
trickster. Okay, so still got some questions. What's next for you?
Mm. Uh, so there's a art market that I helped organize called I Know What You Made Last Summer.
Oh my God! Wait a minute. Wait. Let me look at my questions because I feel like, dang, I had that as one of them. But sorry to interrupt. See, I've been stalking you, so okay, tell me about it.
Oh, so I didn't start it. Three people: Zeta Webb, Mallory, Welch, and Hannah Hester started it, and it's just expanded over I guess over past 4 years, 3 4 years.
Yeah.
And now myself and Drew Landon, who actually is the graphic designer who does the beer cans for not Speakeasy, for Key City Brewing, a cute little call out to him. But
Oh dang, full circle moment.
yeah, it just right back to a certain point. But we've been organizing the market and that's happening in October, the second weekend, and I'm really excited about that. Haven't made the art I need to make for it, but I'm gonna make the art.
You got time. You got time.
I want to do at least 3 new illustrations, but they have to be horror
Ooh.
themed But I don't want them to be super gory anymore. Like, I want them to be spooky, but I don't want to. I in the past I would illustrate blood, and now I think I'm at a place where I'm like, I don't want to see it. I'd rather
I
like
want to see it.
I just don't. I don't know. I'm trying to. If you have any suggestions for like a screen grab, like maybe
Yeah. I'm
something, let me know.
like thinking like
Like Candyman,
horror, but not
but
gory. You said who? Candyman?
yeah, like a screen grab from Candyman or something.
Oh, okay. I see where you're going with it. Cause I'm like, okay,
Just not the gore.
girl.
As my nephew's gotten older, I'm very much mindful of the fact that they're young people who interact with these images. So I'm like trying to. I still have the gory things. It's just I want to make sure that if I could show something that a kid
Mm.
might, I don't know.
Oh, have you seen that new show Them on Amazon Prime?
I seen the first. I think they had.
Well, it's not new. Yeah, they had. It's the second season. My bad.
I haven't seen the second season yet. I should watch it though. That little girl in
Yeah,
the first season was yeah.
you would like it, and it was scary enough for me without being like super freaking scary. But I think you could get some screen grabs from that for sure.
Okay.
It's crazy, yeah. Especially dang, what's his name? Luke James, his character in it. Girl, honestly, he himself, his character is enough for like a portrait or something because you
He's
see,
scary and he's scary,
yeah, he's the scariest in the show.
but he's so handsome and he was so cute in that
But
other
he's
show.
handsome and scary. Yeah.
You can't say he's scary. That don't make sense.
Look, that's what I thought too. And then I'm in here, watching Disney Channel after because he really played his role. So like
In
it's
Disney
scary.
Channel.
Yes, I need to cleanse my spirit with some positivity.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I'm telling you. But yeah, check that out. I haven't seen the first season. So I need to watch that. I'm watching it in reverse.
You can't be cheating on TV shows like this.
I am cheating.
You don't
I
start
am
knowing
all the
the
way
secrets
cheating.
or at the end of you gotta put the work in like everybody else. You gotta start
Not see, this is the thing. When them came out, it was also I feel around the time that Lovecraft Country came out, and so I was like, I've had enough of this civil rights scariness. Okay, so I can't. Yeah, I know this is enough. Yeah, so I was like, I can't really take this right now, but I think because Lovecraft's not coming back, so I mean, guess I may as well revisit it. But yeah.
I still haven't finished Lovecraft Country, but yeah.
Really?
Mm.
Oh my God, I want to start it again, but I know everything that's going to happen. So it's so good, as you know, with watching it. But see, that's scary enough. Whatever that amount of scary is perfect for me.
You need like a thriller. You don't want scary. You want suspense, thriller.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Thriller. I love that. That's the word for it. Thriller. Yeah. Because anything more than that, I'm like, oh no, nightmares up all night.
Mm-mm.
Okay. So, what's your social media so people can follow you?
My personal Instagram page is at Latrace. That's LALATRACE. But my art page is the.curious creative. Or yeah, THE period curious period creative. I was gonna spell everything, but I'm like, I'm wasting time. It's got the smiley face, you can't miss it.
Okay, right. Okay. Do you have like a website for your portfolio or anything?
Yes, latricelawson.com.
Mm, perfect. Okay. Any other plugs you want to put out there before we end this
Make sure
nice
you
combo?
follow Daria on social media, specifically her design page, because she be posting palettes and real scripts and stuff. She's way more intentional with her art page than I am, and I'll be taking notes. So I would encourage you to dig around on Daria's page because it's
You are hilarious. Okay. Well, Latrice, this has been nice. Been nice talking to you, girl. Y'all make sure to go follow her at Lala. How did you pronounce it?
Latrace.
Latrice. Okay, see, I be saying it in my mind. That's one of the things I've never said out loud.
How did you think it was supposed to sound?
You know what? I don't think I've ever pronounced it. I think my brain just reads it and knows that's you, but I don't just say it.
Yeah, that's what my mom calls me. So that's the backstory for the username.
That's real cute. That's real cute. But yeah, I don't think I've ever said it. I just read it. So I
Wow.
don't. All right. Well, as y'all can see, super creative, illustration, photography, art vendor, logo maker, and words could just go on. All right. So that is it. Thank you for
Right,
joining
thank you
today.
so much.
All righty.